Peace. Pray you all are doing well as you are sitting down to take this in. This is Journey Through 2nd Baruch. We're in chapter 11. We're in the middle of Baruch's lament for the fall of Jerusalem. The people were just carried off into captivity and the city was just destroyed, just laid waste. This is chapter 11, verse 1. Moreover, I, Baruch, say this against you, Babylon. If you had prospered, and Zion had dwelt in her glory, yet the grief to us had been great, that you should be equal to Zion. In that verse, he's saying that it's grief enough that you are standing on equal ground as Zion. That's grievous enough. Let's go to verse 2. But now, lo, the grief is infinite, and the lamentation measureless. For lo, you are prospered, in Zion desolate. So he's saying, although it was grievous for y'all to be looked at as equal, but now Zion is desolate and y'all are prospering. So we hated to even be looked at on the same ground as y'all, but now y'all are above us. Verse 3. Who will be the judge regarding these things? Or to whom shall we complain regarding that which has befallen us? O Lord, how have you borne it? Our fathers went to rest without grief. And lo, the righteous sleep in the earth in tranquility, for they knew not this anguish, nor yet had they heard of that which had befallen us. Would that you, verse 6, would that you had ears, O earth, and that you had a heart, O dust, that you might go and announce in Sheol, and say to the dead, blessed are you more than we who live. In verse 3, when he was saying that who would be the judge of these things, or who can we complain to? We can't complain to anyone about it, because this is all our doing. This is all our choice. Like we messed up and we made a decision to turn away. It's chapter 12, verse 1. But I will say this as I think, and I will speak against you, O land, which ought prospering. The noonday does not always burn, nor do the rays of the sun constantly give light. Do not expect, hope that you will always be prosperous and rejoicing, and be not greatly uplifted and boastful. In those couple verses, he was speaking, he said he has this to say to the land which is prospering. Like, so to those which is prospering, don't be boastful. Don't be boastful, because the noonday, just like the noonday does not always burn, in the rays of the sun, they don't always give light. You will not always be prosperous and rejoicing. Verse 4. For assuredly, in its own season shall the divine wrath awake against you, which now in long suffering is held in, as it were, by rains. And when I had said these things, I fasted 7 days. That was the end of chapter 12. I'm basically saying, just like you being boastful in your prosperous period, you don't even know that the wrath is already prepared. It's already trying to get you. But through patience and long suffering, it's holding it back. It's holding it back as if it had reins on it. It's already trying to shake loose. Chapter 13. And it came to pass after these things that I, Baruch, was standing upon Mount Zion. And lo, a voice came from the height and said unto me, stand upon your feet, Baruch, and hear the word of the mighty God. Because you have been astonished at what has befallen Zion, you shall therefore be assuredly preserved to the consummation of the times, that you may be for a testimony. Verse 4. So that if ever those prosperous cities say, why hath the mighty God brought upon us this retribution? say you to them, you and those like you who shall have seen this evil. This is the evil and retribution which is coming upon you and upon your people in its destined time, that the nations may be thoroughly smitten. Verse 6. And then they shall be in anguish. And if they say at that time, for how long? For how long? You will say to them, ye who have drunk the strained wine, drink you also of its dregs. The judgment of the lofty one, who has no respect of person. Verse 9. On this account, he had aforetime no mercy on his own sons, but afflicted them as his enemies, because they had sinned. Then therefore were they chastened, that they might be sanctified. So what he's saying is, y'all who are y'all are prospering, y'all drank of the good wine, y'all drank of the strained wine that was the luxurious stuff, and y'all lived in this luxurious lifestyle. You will also drink of its dregs, meaning you will also get the unwanted portions of the wine. You will also have to take in all of that, because the lofty one is, his judgment is righteous. If he wasn't merciful to his own sons with us, because he definitely brought that rod down. That rod is still being brought down, and some of us are becoming chaste. Some of us are turning away, and it worked. Like so that worked. So if he wasn't merciful to us in that way, what makes you think that he gonna be merciful to y'all? Verse 11. But now, you peoples and nations, you are guilty, because you have always trodden down the earth and used the creation unrighteously. Verse 12. For I have always benefited you, and you have always been ungrateful for the benefits. That's the end of chapter 13. We gonna end here, but we gonna come right back, and we gonna catch 14 through 19 next time. Shalom.